absolutely garbage ticks, but I don't particularly care. I've already played this song too much on GH2. At least this is just how I'm feeling right now. I just don't care. I don't know exactly how my ticks were that bad, but I know I definitely dropped a ton on Act 3, just connecting the squeeze. I'm sure I dropped many in the last chorus, just like my GH2 score on this, but squeezing songs like this on this game is just unnecessarily irritating. Wow. I don't. Man, again, ticks are trash, but I will absolutely take both doubles. Holy shit. Those nerves were intense. As for the third act upper bound, I tested it in TAS. The frame data for it is really strict. It was 3 frames without buffered whammy, which you can achieve on the yellow-blue sustain, but the execution for it is dumb. It's like you have to be holding the whammy bar down and transition the frets frame perfectly, so like it's not worth risking at all, especially on this path where you have to hit a double to even get there. But I think what makes that act so ridiculous, even on GH2, it was super difficult, which is why I basically had no delusions of going for it on here, is because of that chord transition in the whammy. It's like that madhouse situation where it's just so fucking hard to optimize whammy on chords that overlap. And I tested that in TAS also. The hit window for the green-red eats a tick into the yellow-blue, so they do literally overlap. But I did give it some honest attempts, and I just was not getting particularly close. Which is a bummer because I much prefer the execution of the upper bound act. I really hate that nearly ideal and below act on that second blue there. No way I'm able to find a proper extended hit window execution for it. But yeah, this is not a score I thought I would get on here. These doubles are not fun to execute, and yeah. What? There has to be something weird going on with these doubles. There's no fucking way I just got another run with both doubles. I mean, of course I'm going to be a little miffed that I missed point 0.4 by a tick, but regardless, I mean, this obviously kicks the shit out of the first run. I got both doubles. I don't think I'm going to do any more runs, at least on this path. If I do play this song again, it'll be actually fishing for that third act. But that is absolutely insane for 8 minutes of effort. Okay, good enough. Still not great by any means. Last act seemed really good. But third act, still a lot of struggles there. It's just so fucking hard to string everything together in one run here. And this again isn't even including the third act. Yeah, very satisfied with this run post Act 3, just that Act 3 could have been better pretty much all around. But like I said, it's just extremely difficult to optimize even this path without the upper bound third act, or, second, which I haven't even mentioned to this point because it seems so ridiculous that not even worth discussing, in my opinion. Even on GH2, felt that way. So yeah, it took a lot of willpower to redo this for point 0.4, but I'm glad I did. This is a pretty good run. Wow. Okay, now I'm probably done with this. Holy shit. I don't see myself going for all three ridiculous squeezes here. I was initially approaching this by doing the reverse just to get more practice on Act 3, which was to do a ticking act for Act 1, just so I was making it past there basically every time. And also I knew that after having hit Acts 1 and 3, I just would not be physically able to push Act 4 as much as, obviously Act 1 on a fresh reset where there's no nerves or anything. But I also knew that I really needed to push ticks because that's the whole point of this path at this point. Wow. Holy shit. 301.5. I am so glad I hit that milestone first run on this path. That is insane. So that was plus 52 on the last act. On the 418 run, I had plus 60, which I'm pretty sure is optimal there. So missed out on a frame of star power. More importantly, I actually dropped 16 at the end of the front end sustain, which, to be fair, that execution is just stupid, especially, again, the first run on this path. But I didn't drop any ticks from there on out, so I'll take that. And again, it didn't cost me 301.5. Yeah, again, this is probably my stopping point. I guess you never know at this point. I never thought I would be going for this third act, but I've hit it like 5-ish times in this not even particularly long session. But yeah, that fourth act execution, I mean, it's fucking stupid on its own, but on the pressure of this path post third act, just going for that ticking act was an insane amount of pressure. And yeah, don't know, but again, very happy with the score. What am I doing? You've gotta be kidding me. What the fuck? But also, kind of fuck you. I don't think my ticks have ever been that bad coming out of Act 1. I don't even know what happened. I have to see where I dropped those, because that was just crazy. So I just did some review against the 301.5k run, and I dropped 24 in the first act sustains, which, again, I've never even come close to that. And there's no reason for it to happen at all. So that's really fucking annoying. And I was down 32 going into Act 3. The good news is I reviewed the last act on, and I had a pretty damn good last act. I think it was 1 frame from optimal, plus 52. And I also didn't drop anything in that outro, which, dude, I don't even know how to feel about this. I guarantee this run would not have finished if I wasn't down in the dumps about those first act ticks. So, like, to be honest, I really can't complain. This is a fucking insane score. I did this path on GH2. This is an entirely different level, like exponentially harder. Those upper bound acts on GH2 are likely 4-frame windows, and these being doubles on GH1 are 2 frames. And also, this is well over 200 higher than my best run with just acts 1 and 4. Of course, there you're contending with that stupid, nearly ideal and below third act, but I was pissed about those first act ticks, but really, I should not be complaining at all. This is fucking crazy. This is only the second run I've gotten past Act 3 with the first act double, and I got Act 4 and had an insane outro. Again, if I had had, like, good ticks going into that last act, first of all, I guarantee I wouldn't have used extended hit window on the last act, which in and of itself might have just made me miss. Just screwing with your muscle memory can cause you to flub an execution like that. But also, I'm sure, just like the GH2 run on this path, I would have been dropping ticks everywhere trying to hold the run together, and might have missed in the outro strumming also. And just in general, I don't think I choked that outro strumming ever in any notable / record pace run, which is pretty crazy because that is very easy to miss in on this engine with the dynamic hit window. And even with perfect ticking, I highly doubt 0.7 is possible here just because of the third act whammy. So the last act on the upper bound gets plus 36, and I'm pretty sure optimal is plus 60. So if you held on to every tick possible, you could get to 0.7, but I am almost positive that is just not at all realistic for the third act, where the whammies basically overlap with each other. It's just funny how the psychology of this stuff works, because on the 0.5 run, I was pretty happy with that run overall, even though I dropped 16 on the front end of the last act. But here, where I dropped 24 on the first act, I was just so disappointed throughout the entire run. But overall, really, this is not a bad score because of that near optimal outro. But again, what bugs me about those first act drop ticks so much is that there is just no reason at all to do that. On the last act front end, it's like kind of understandable because you're pushing that note so hard, and then you have to go into the triplet strums, and it's just a lot to keep track of. So beyond that, I dropped 8 for the second act whammy. Ideally, you really should not need to drop any ticks for that act. It's not hard at all. It's just that transition between the green-yellow and red-yellow is annoying to optimize within reason, and more importantly, it just fucking sucks to miss Act 2 after hitting the Act 1 double. I'm pretty sure I dropped 4 on the second act whammy in the 0.5 run, so that means that I dropped one more tick on the Act 3 whammy to get to minus 32 after that. So yeah, overall, ticks could be a bit better, but this is actually insane. I was able to put this path together on here. What the hell, man?